Yes, I'm live. I'm streaming here on Facebook. No, YouTube. Well, all right. I got my mic issue solved. I had a problem with my mic. Just want to make sure my mic is still going here, not like last week. There we go. I have a faulty cable cord, so I have a smaller cable than normal. So I'm going to be a little closer than I usually am. I'm going to be closer. I can't pull my mic any higher because it unplugs from the computer. But I will make do, and everything's going to be up close. You can see my hands here. Nice. Woo! Look at that. Hello, Judy. My friend Judy's online. So nice. I have my chat screen available. So if you want to jump out and chat with me, go ahead. Hi, Denise. How are we doing? Hello. Good day. Good times. Hopefully the audio is coming in nice and clear. And we're going to be doing something a little different today. This is a takeoff of a one balloon animal that actually turns into 4 balloons to actually make this animal. It is an elephant. Elephant, yes, I got to make the elephant sound. I'm a dad. When I do elephants, we go. We do the elephant sounds because that's what dads do. But with that being said, we're going to do an elephant. And there's a technique to the elephant that actually was done by the great Roger Siegel, who just passed away this year, a good friend of mine. Roger passed away, but every time I would make an elephant, he'd look at me and go, "You know who taught you that, right?" I'm like, "Well, I kind of figured it out myself." He's like, "I was doing that before you were born." And it's a technique of actually making the trunk that we're going to be talking about here. And it's a great technique to have for stretching balloons if you want to. I don't carry a lot of 160s with me. I transform a 260 into a 160. So let me show on the screen what I'm actually talking about here is this elephant. The elephant that you see on the screen is all made from 260s, but the technique that we use to create it, or the technique I use to create it, is stretching and elongating the trunk section. And I'm going to show you how to make this. This is actually a very fun elephant to make. It is very popular with the kids. I'm going to show you the twists that I've put on. And as always, I would like you to, watch to the end because I'm going to show you a different foot structure that you could add on, which I add on, but it is optional. So if you take that off, you're basically removing 1 balloon out of the 3 balloons or 2 balloons and a scrap. So depending on how you want to count. Look, I got fingers. So with that being said, let's get into this. And as always, let's start. I'm going to start off here and I'm going to show you, I have my pump here. And I just want to adjust things here. I'm going to show you that I have a pump. Now, my pump is a pump that it never fails. I get people always trying to call me when I go live. I don't know what it is. As soon as I put the live on, it's like, the phones start ringing all over the place. But I'm going to show you a technique. Now, if you have a hand pump, it gets very difficult to do this. If you have a floor pump, it is not that difficult. It just means that you have to hold this part of the balloon, and when you go to push down on your pump, you're stretching this section while holding this, and that's going to inflate this part of the balloon longer. Now, I have a compressor pump here, which is electric, so I'm going to pre-stretch this, and as I start to inflate, you notice how I get that back flow. I'm going to show you one more time here. And the problem is you cannot... You only could do this once with a balloon because you cannot stretch it again. So what you have to do is stretch it, and I'm going to stretch it out because, and that's what I want to see. I want to stretch that balloon so it starts inflating here. And you could actually see how I have such a thin balloon and then it goes to its normal size. Now, my goal is to make a balloon that's stretched at least 4, and then this is going to be the rest of the balloon. So I could have a handful left over. And it really comes with playing. There are a couple techniques that you could do, and depending on where it ends, I'll show you those and talk about that. So starting here, we inflated the balloon. We have this thin balloon. And right at this point, I'm going to pinch twist it. I actually put a twist in, then do a pinch twist right after it. There's a couple reasons I do this. Is if I start just trying to manipulate the balloon, air pressure is going to change from this side to this side, and this changes on me, my properties change on me, and my 160 starts to get funky, it starts to get fat, it gets bulbous, it just looks terrible. So I lock it down with my pinch twist. So this is the trunk. Now, I'm going to take about a hand, make a bubble, come back, make a bubble, same size bubble. Now, this is going to be the top of the head. So this is going to be slightly larger because I'm going to have to put a balloon inside here. So keeping that in mind, I do my pinch. And this is a roll through that. This is one of those roll throughs where you're going to make a terrible looking face. It's just not a fun roll through because you're pushing a big balloon through the other. So now I have this section right here. What I do is I take this, and that helps keep this trunk stable. At this moment, what I'm going to do is very carefully bend and make sure that when I go to squeeze, I'm squeezing this section of the balloon. And I get my nice curved trunk. Now, the last part is I soften this a little by just giving a touch. I want to have this remaining balloon left over because I take this, I bring it down, and that's my tie-in and feed through. So yeah, if you saw my other twists, I talked about it in a couple other videos where I do the 160 to 260 as Ali pulled out there. So now that I've actually split this bubble, take it back. These are the ears. Hang on. Let me show you the finished one. Here's the finished one. We get the elephant ears. Now these elephant ears are done a little bigger. I inflated the balloon a little longer. It's got a slightly longer trunk. But I don't want to, I'm not looking to have a neck. So I have my head. This is my whole elephant head. And I could do two things. I can square up the ears, or I could keep the ears as they were. I'm just doing a couple extra twists in there just to tighten those ears up to the head. Now, I take another 260 that I inflate, again, leaving just, 2-3 fingers at the end, maybe 3 fingers, just to have a tail. I am going to build the body. Now, to build the body, take the nozzle and we tie it into where the ears are. Wrap it around, there's our neck. Now, from here, we get into basically a big, complicated, basic dog. Neck, followed by another bubble, which is a pinch twist. Now, I'm going to make a body, which is about a handful. A body, which is a handful. All right, bubble, pinch twist. Now, what I'm going to do is come back a second time, squeeze a little air out, lock that in. Now I have a couple options here. I'm going to go this way one more time, and I have theoretically my whole elephant's body here in thickness. But what I'm going to do now is work on the legs. So I'm going to take one balloon, and my elephant legs come together. You could see here in this example. So to do this, I'm going to take this part of the balloon, make a secondary one the same size, so I'm using this as my measurement tool. Coming back up to this bubble, I lock it. I come back to make my front leg, and all I do is I flip this. I don't try inserting anything through. I don't try wrapping anything around. That's just way too much work. I just put that in here. So now I'm going to come back up, measure. Now, elephants should never have tails as long as their trunks, okay? I mean, that's not right. Our trunks is in the front, not the back. So, break it. I now have my elephant tail. Now, at this point, you've stayed this long. Hopefully, you know to subscribe, you know to leave a comment, you know to do all these fun things that I love when you do that, because that way I know you're here, you're listening, you're part of my tribe, you subscribed, you've done all that fun stuff. Here's where you can take this one step farther. I need my scrap balloon, there it is. Gravity, it sucks. So I'm going to take a small scrap balloon, and these are going to be the eyeballs. Elephants have big eyes. I don't know, big animals, big eyes. All I'm doing is making two bubbles, wrapping around, pulling the nozzle through, tying it, doing this. Breakage. Wrap this around. You've seen me do this many times before. I get my two little eyeballs. Insert into eye socket. Let me turn down my light. You can see the eyeball. Black marker. Have things moved around slightly in my office here. Found my black marker. Here we go. Black marker. Big eyeballs. Elephants have big eyes. Don't go putting, I mean, if that versus that. All right, you want the eyeballs to be seen. There we go. We have our eyeballs. Now, at this point, I can do a couple things here. I can stop and do little elephant feet. All right, like that. See, like little bumps? Those are his feet. Then I take my white marker. For the toenails, and I paint the toenails. Little details, folks. That's all it takes sometimes, is little details. Little detail here, little detail there, you know. Bubble balloon sticker. You know, I don't use stickers. That's the funny part. You know, there's a lot of old school thought about this. There are people that do not draw on balloons. That is like a taboo thing, is to draw on a balloon. Everything's got to be done with balloons. And you see this where instead of drawing dots here, they would actually take small balloons and insert them right in that area. I've never liked that. It just, as soon as you turn a slightly different way, it looks, in my mind, skewed and doesn't look proper. So I've always drawn. Now with the stickers, I could see where people go with stickers. But for me, I mean, here's a perfect example. This is just from drawing, all these years of drawing. I drew this the other day. I mean, I could draw a face so much quicker than trying to put a sticker on. And yeah, I know sometimes they look, I don't know, better than hand-drawn sometimes. I just, it's a personal thing with me. So I kind of like the old school of drawing things on because, you know, how can I say, it's like having a cake. Have you ever bought one of those professional store-bought cakes and you look at it and go, wow, it's so perfect? And then you've seen a homemade cake and you just go, wow, that looks cool. That somebody put some hard work into it, that they've used their skill. Granted, the store-bought cake is beautiful and you know somebody did create it. I don't know. It's just a personal thing. I prefer the drawing aspect. I don't know if I've answered your question or not. Maybe I've rambled on for 3 minutes on a question that just went, no, never used it. But so this was the elephant that I used to do for years. And there's a couple other things that you can do is put feet on it. And I'm going to show you the feet. I like my elephants with feet. I like a lot of my animals that have feet. What I do is I take a balloon, I blow it up, a third of the way. And what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to go crazy. I can do a small fold twist. And this is going to be the elephant's foot, followed by a pinch twist, followed by a fold twist, same size. You're going to make 4 of these in all. And then I'm going to remove excess. Break off, discard in my bag of waste. Now, I have this excess. Always tie a knot just in case it leaks. Take this excess part, bring it down. In between, wrap it around. And really what you have is 4 tulips, or 4 fold twists, small fold twists, with a little pinch twist in between. And again, I'm not one of those person, I've seen it for years and I've never understood it, of doing the balloon and I got an elephant that's on a ball. I've gone to Ringling. I think maybe I've saw that once in my life. I don't think that is the first thing a kid thinks about is an elephant standing on a round ball. To put that balloon underneath seems a little silly. It's kind of like the same thing with penguins with blowing bubbles. That always just kind of seemed a little odd to me, but there are some people who like that, which is great. Now, typically you're not going to have those here. I'm going to ditch those. Buried. Now, if you want, you can do the same thing. I typically stop right here unless I'm trying to go crazy. And when I go crazy, I will make them a little larger because it's on a larger balloon. And now I have white nails. There we go. La-da-dee, la-da-dum. And I have the white nails. And that's I like putting these feet because you can actually, I know I'm kind of crooked here, you could get it to stand. I've had the elephant stand many times. Nice part is if you're doing this at a restaurant, you can just stick a knife blade in there, just a butter knife, stick it in there, and that supports it. Whenever I do any of these animals, very rarely do I have the head straight on. I usually will twist it slightly to give it some character when I'm giving the balloon to a child. So when I present this, it's in a head cocked, turning back type look, like if it's looking back at you. And of course, you're always elephant sounds when you do this. Now, there's another thing. Since you guys stay to the end, you guys are always so lovely and stay to the end. And I know you've all remembered to subscribe and you come every Friday practically to my streaming live. I've even seen a couple of you come out to my Twitch, which thank you. And you can also find me streaming Wednesdays on YouTube. You can do another trick if you want. If you want to take this one step further by doing a peanut, Peanut, for me, is nothing more than taking a small brown balloon. I'm going to take a bubble here. A really squeaky, noisy bubble. I'm going to turn that into a pinch twist, and then I'm going to split twist it, which I'm taking that balloon and I fold it in half. So really what I'm getting is two bubbles that are together. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm giving him a peanut. Yeah, I like where you guys' minds go. Yeah. So you could give it a peanut. And with the peanut, I'm going to use my black marker. You could use a brown marker. You can just give it those extra little dashes on there. And you get an elephant with a peanut. That's it. Here comes the question. All right, I got to leave the thing up. Where do you stop building? That is a question that I've always struggled with a long time, is when do I call a design finish? Because if I'm making it now walk on something, do I want to build another elephant on the back tail? Do I want somebody riding the elephant? Do I want to give it a peanut? At some point, you actually have to finish. I mean, you could even put tusks in here if you want to make this a tusk. I typically don't put tusks on my elephant due to the fact that I use the same elephant style in brown for a woolly mammoth. Maybe I'll make the back a little thicker, the ears maybe a tad smaller, but it's all out of brown. And that's now my woolly mammoth. So it really takes on a different look and feel, how you get back. Yeah, you could also, you could also do the pinch twist with the nose. See, now here's another thing you could do with the nose. Now, this nose, if you notice, I've kept it fairly smooth. If I were to squeeze right here, when I want it to do it, it's not going to do it. I could actually start to soften this section of the balloon up right here. Just play with it for a bit. And now I've changed and I have a bigger bulb on the nose. That happens sometimes. I prefer try to keeping this smooth. But again, I don't want to make sure that I stretch anything, so I want to tie that down. When you stuff a pinch twist black into the 260. Yeah, you could... Again, a lot of this is true, man. We could keep, if I wanted to take this a step farther, we're talking about doing pinch twists. Why not just do the old trick of doing this if we want for an eye? Take your round balloon or your blown up 260 and make a small bubble. One more try at it. There we go. Got it. Yay! Didn't hurt. Oh, don't lose it on me. Don't lose it on me. This is how often I do this, folks. And this is the purest. See, I'm already losing it. No. I must do it. I'm on a quest. Do the eyeball. All out of 260s. It's also a little easier when I... Oh, no, you don't. No! Curse you! Well, not curse you. Curse the balloon. All right, here we go. Pump banging around there. I know, don't use your teeth. That is so wrong. Disgusting. Boo. Hiss. All right. So we can do the eyeball this way. And yes, I have to make them smaller. I mean, but this is what a purist would do. I mean, a balloon purist would actually go out and give you an elephant eye like this. All right. Which, you know, which do you want to do? If I'm doing a decor job and maybe I don't know if I'm going to pay a lot of money to do something, I may do this, but then again, I have a greater chance that it's going to break and deflate and then I have to fix eyes versus doing something quick and easy like this. So it really boils down to is when you call it design finished. I mean, because we can keep going farther and farther and farther with these things. And at some point you have to say, done. Hey, I'm done today. Hey, I'm glad that you guys stuck around as long as you did. I know you're subscribers. I know you love to leave me comments because I can see the comments right here. I love that you guys join in. I love that you guys always get this. Next week, just to let you know, it's going to be a pre-recorded. I got, that's what, Black Friday? Day after Thanksgiving. So to all you out there, you have a good, blessed, happy Thanksgiving. Be safe, be healthy, be wise. I'm out of here. Till next week, there will be a recorded show, and then I'll see you live the week after that. So bye-bye, have fun, and thank you for stopping out. I really appreciate that. Make sure you click on that subscribe button and never miss a video. Subscribe now. Click the little bell and always be notified of a live broadcast. Follow me on Instagram, and if you're a TikTok fan, you'll find me under the same name, Dale LaBrocta. Looking forward to seeing you on social media.